The UAE is officially for the second year in a row the top destination for millionaires to move to in the world, with more than 9,800 net millionaires expect to relocate to the UAE with a total wealth of over $63 billion. And on first glance, this makes sense because of UAE's very attractive tax policies. However, as someone who has lived in the UAE for almost 3 years now, I can tell you that this millionaire migration is not only about taxes. Of course, taxes are a big reason why millionaires are moving to the UAE. But if you just think about this for a second, if they were only moving because of taxes, why wouldn't they also be moving to other zero tax places like the Cayman Islands, Bermuda, like all these kinds of countries? And also, the UAE is no longer zero tax, especially if your company makes a lot of money. Your company now has to pay 9% corporate tax. So if people were only moving because of taxes, we would expect to see that the migration has declined compared to last year, because this was the first year that this 9% corporate tax was in place. But in reality, the millionaire migration to the UAE has only increased in 2025 compared to 2024. So what is going on here? Why are millionaires moving specifically to the UAE compared to all the other options out there in the world? So as someone who has obviously now lived in the UAE for almost 3 years, I think I have something to say about this. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the 5 reasons outside of taxes that I think millionaires are specifically flocking to the UAE in record numbers in 2025. Before we get into the reasons, if you yourself, either as a millionaire or a non-millionaire, because you don't have to be a millionaire to live in the UAE, want to relocate to the UAE, obviously one of the reasons is that they make it so easy to move there. It's very easy for anyone to get a residence visa in the UAE. However, I don't think they will keep it this easy forever. They're just really focused on attracting wealth right now, and you want to work with the best people in the market to help you go through the immigration process to immigrate into the UAE, become a resident there, as well as forming your company there. You can book a free consultation with my team down below in the description, who have 5-star reviews from all of our customers. What you get if you use my link down below is a free consultation with my team where they can answer any questions you have, explain the process to you, explain exactly what you need to do for your specific situation, and then we can move forward and do everything for you for one flat fee if you are interested. So that offer will be available in the first link down below in the description. With that, the first reason is obviously because Dubai and Abu Dhabi are simply vibrant and interesting cities to live in. The reason why most people would rather go to Dubai or Abu Dhabi compared to like the Cayman Islands is because obviously there's a lot more stuff to do in these UAE cities. There's still people out there who think that Dubai is some dump in the desert. Like, why would you go there? It's so hot there. There's nothing there to do. It's all man-made, everything like that. But the reality today is that that is no longer true, and people are realizing this. Dubai and Abu Dhabi are world-class cities with world-class entertainment, world-class dining, activities. There's so many things to do there. And it's obviously also a great hub right in the middle of Asia and Europe. So it's just a great city to live in. And if you on top of that get to pay 0 or 9% taxes, then that's even better, right? Especially millionaires who already have money. I think they care less about how much they're paying. Like, a lot of millionaires still choose to go to New York City, even with their crazy 50% taxes. Obviously, that is changing right now. People are leaving New York City because of their crazy policies. But the point is, these millionaires are not just looking to pay the least amount of money. What they are looking for is to get the most amount of value possible, which is why I always say, and people still don't believe me, although increasingly people are believing me, that even if Dubai had taxes, which obviously now it does, people would still choose to go there, and they would still choose to stay there because it is a top-class tier 1 elite city in the world. Obviously, it's not going to be for everyone, but for people who look for a very exciting, interesting city with a ton of things happening, Dubai and also Abu Dhabi now increasingly simply offer that. And then if on top of that you can pay low taxes, obviously that is an even greater deal. You get more while paying less. The second reason is personal safety. Obviously, this is a well-known fact these days. The UAE is one of the safest places on earth. It's a very, very, very tiny probability that anything is going to happen to you in terms of like crimes being committed against you. It's almost a cliche at this point to talk about the fact that, oh, when you're in a coffee shop in Dubai, you can leave your laptop to like save your spot. But it is true. Like, I've done that plenty of times. In Dubai, no one is going to take your stuff. No one is going to do anything to you. And obviously, it's not that absolutely never anything happens, but compared to especially all of these places where people are leaving from, Dubai is simply completely safe. And I always say this, like, if you don't have safety, you really have nothing. And especially if you have money, like, people are willing to pay to have safety. Like, people pay for security, people pay for gated communities in all these other countries. So if in the UAE you can pay less, again, pay less taxes, instead of 50% you pay 0%, and you get more in safety, like, it's just a no-brainer. Like, obviously there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of families that is going to appeal for. The third reason is that Dubai and UAE is a wealth and business hub. Now, this might sound circular, like people are moving there because wealth is moving there, but that is kind of how these things tend to work. Money goes where money already is. People with money want to go where there are other people with money, and this is just a universal fact of people. People like to be surrounded by people who are similar to them. And the great thing about the UAE is because it's such an expat hub, such an entrepreneur hub, just a hub for people who build things, for people who have money. If you are one of these people and you are in one of these bottom countries in this list, like the UK, for example, which is the biggest country where millionaires are leaving from, and you're looking at the world like, okay, where could I go? Well, obviously you are going to be attracted to the kind of place where other similar people to you are also going, because that's going to give you networking opportunities. It's just going to give you opportunities to make friends with the kinds of people that you are like. And obviously there's going to be different places in the world for different types of people, but UAE has positioned itself very successfully as a hub for specifically wealthy and successful people, and also for people who are wanting to build things, who are wanting to become successful. And of course, these kinds of people are then going to be attracted to this place if they know that there's going to be more of those kinds of people there. I can say from my personal experience that two of my main income sources right now from two of my main businesses would not exist without the people that I met in Dubai. Obviously, I could have met people like that in other places as well, but if you're especially trying to build a business, you're trying to do stuff, like, it's useful to be in a place where there's a high concentration of people who might become your business partners or investors or something like that. And I can tell from personal experience that has really worked out for me. And for me personally, the biggest benefit of Dubai hasn't even been the tax savings, but the increase in my income that I've got from simply the opportunities that I've come across while in Dubai. And the fourth reason is the stability. One big trend in the world is instability, especially in the Western world. Like, I obviously talk about this in other videos. The Western world is declining. There's a lot of political instability, a lot of political fighting. Like, you have two sides in the US, in the UK, that completely hate each other. There's crime that is happening. Like, it feels like the entire Western world, especially like for me right now, like looking at it from afar, like it looks like complete chaos. So especially again, if you're looking at your situation as someone with money in one of these places, like, you probably don't want to be in the middle of that. One thing in general that attracts capital, that attracts money the most, is stability and confidence. The confidence and the stability that your money is going to be safe there. There's not going to be some crazy policy next year that's going to undo everything that the government did and everything like that. And you're going to have some kind of predictability on what is going to happen with policies and everything like that. Because the UAE is not a democracy, and you can say whatever you want about that. Oh, we don't have freedom of speech. Because the UAE is not a democracy, they have more stability, they have more predictability. They have a government that most wealthy people who go there, they trust them. They have seen the direction that the country is in. They see the kind of policies, that the kind of mindset that this government has, and they have a lot of confidence that these policies are obviously going to continue because it is a very stable place. Nothing is suddenly going to happen next year. There's going to be some new government with a completely opposite mindset, and it's become this kind of safe haven for wealth and capital and assets for those reasons. And reason number 5, simply kind of related to the last point, is that the UAE is simply a functioning society. Things work there, and that is such a breath of fresh air in this world where we're in right now, where in so many countries things just don't work anymore. Like, everything from infrastructure that is crumbling in a lot of Western countries, in the UAE, it is improving. It is very good. Things just work as they should. Or just the way people are with each other. In the West, people are fighting with each other. There's again all this instability that I already mentioned. In the UAE, everyone just gets along. No one's there to cause chaos. Everyone's just there to focus on their own lives, to focus on their own business, to live in peace. And that is, after all, what most people want, which makes the UAE such a nice place to live. The roads don't have potholes. If you need to go see a doctor, you can find a doctor that's not gonna cost an arm and a leg. And the healthcare is world class that you get access to. You can get everything delivered to your door from one app. You have amazing restaurants with friendly service. It's a great travel hub with amazing airlines. Things just work there as they should. And for expats, for millionaires, that is a really great thing that makes life just very, very easy in the UAE. So let me know in the comments if you think I missed some reasons, if you live there. And obviously, while the UAE is the top place where millionaires are moving to, there are also many other interesting countries that millionaires are moving to. And there's also a lot of countries that millionaires are leaving from. So if you want to understand what are the top countries where millionaires are moving to in 2025 and what are the top countries where millionaires are leaving from, then watch this video where I go through this data in detail. So watch that video next, and I will see you in the next one.